Hi guys, right-wing Brexiteer and Express writer Carole Malone thought it would be prudent to give the Labour Party political advice when it comes to private schools. Sky News invited her on for, I can come up with absolutely no idea why she was invited on. Anyway, she presented the case why imposing VAT on private school fees will be a vote loser. This follows a change, or a U-turn, whichever word you prefer, from Labour on the abolition of the charity status private schools have, to simply forcing them to pay the tax that most businesses have to. Carole thinks Labour wants to lose the general election. Have a listen.
I think some of the stuff Labour is currently doing, some of the kind of policies that they're chucking out, I mean, it's almost like they want to lose the next election, because this is going to alienate every single family who've scrimped and scraved and not had holidays and not bought new cars and not gone out to restaurants to send their kids to a private school, because, not because they're snotty, not because they're elitist, but because the state school in their area is not very good. It's overcrowded, it's not working properly, so they use every penny they have to send their kids to a private school. And here's Keir Starmer, the man who's supposed to be taking care of the working classes, punishing those parents who want the best for your kids. Now, I'm not saying that people who can't afford to send their kids to state school don't want the best for their kids. Of course they do. But, you know, this thing that he's saying it's going to make something like
1.7 billion.
1.7 billion. And that's going to go into state schools. Do we believe that? I don't believe it for a second.
Oh, my goodness. Okay. First of all, she said this is... Keir Starmer is not looking after the working classes. But the working classes don't send their kids to private schools. So how is this not looking after? Like, what's this got to do with the working classes? The working class. But, although the definition of working class is all over the place anyway. But I always love to hear right-wingers and Brexiteers give the Labour Party advice on how to win elections. As if Carole Malone wants Labour to win an election, so she wants to give them advice. Anyway, when it comes to these private schools, they're businesses. They should be charging VAT. This is how... The idea that they are charities, they have charity status, should be revoked. They shouldn't exist in the first place. I believe that these private schools have done a huge amount of damage over the last number of decades. They have churned out people like Boris Johnson, Jacob Rees-Mogg and David Cameron. Look at what they have done to the economy. Look at what they have done to society. Is this what you want? Is this what private schools represent? And if state schools are underfunded, then the solution is to fund them. Not to protect private schools by giving them tax breaks or giving them charity status. No, you need to tax them. Once again, I'm supportive of the abolition of private schools with a few exceptions, but generally the private schools shouldn't exist. They exist because rich people want to differentiate themselves from everybody else. I want to send my kids to a private school so they have the name and they can put it on their CV, or they can talk about it at some dinner party. I went to this school. I went to Eton. Eton is about making connections. It's about creating future prime ministers. It's not actually about informing people, about churning out reasonable citizens. Look at what it has produced. So private schools do not deserve to have this tax break or this tax status. They should be they should be treated like the businesses that they are. But the funniest part of all of this is, of course, a right-winger trying to give advice to the Labour Party. Absolutely absurd. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.